To all. Myself A. Pravalika from the Department of ECE A section. Today we are discussing about registers. Introduction. Buffer register, control buffer register, shift right register, shift left register, bidirectional shift register, SISO register, SIPO register, PISO register, PIPO register, universal shift register. Introduction. A shift register is a group of flip-flops connected in series to store and shift multiple bits of data either left or right with clock pulse. The register that shift the bits to the left is called shift register. The register that will shift to the bit to the right is called shift right register. Based on data loaded and retrieval from the registers are classified into four types. SISO register, serial in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out, parallel in, series out, parallel in, parallel out. Buffer register. A buffer register is digital electronics is a storage unit that holds binary data built using a series of D flip-flops with each flip-flop storing one bit. Data is loaded into a buffer register at each clock tick with outputs matching input bits at each leading clock edge. Its primary function is to act as a temporary storage area for data being transferred between devices or components, helping to match the different speeds of faster and slower devices. Control buffer register. Buffer registers lack control over inputs, causing uncontrolled outputs. To fit these controlled buffer registers are used. In this design, tri-state switches are used to control the operation of loading and or retrieval of the data from the buffer register. Here one has to pull the LD or WR control line low in order to store the data into the register, while RD control line should be made low to read the data. Shift right register. The register that transfers or shift input data rightward is called the right register. When the rising or falling clock edge arrives, then the stored bits shift rightward according to the 1-bit position per clock pulse. Data is entered into the register from the left side and the data is retrieved from the right side. Shift left register. The register that transfers or shift input data leftwards is called the shift left register. When the rising or falling clock edge arrives, then the stored bits shift leftward according to the 1-bit position per clock pulse. Data is entered into the register from the right side and the data is retrieved from the left side. Bidirectional shift register. This type of register allows shifting of data either to the left or to the right. It can be implemented by using logic gate circuitry that enables the transfer of data from one stage to the next stage, to the right or to left depending on the level of a control line. The right or left is the control input signal which allows data shifting either towards right or left. The right or left is the control input signal is low. The data in the register shift towards the left. The right or left is the control input signal in the high. the data in the register shift towards the right. A series in, series out register. It is a shift register accepts data one bit at a time through a single input line and output data serially. Data enters and leaves one bit at a time in a serial sequence, typically made of multiple D flip-flops connected in series and synchronized by a common clock. A serial in parallel output. It is a shift register accepts data one bit at a time through a single input line and output data parallelly through multiple lines. Data is input one bit at a time and output all stores bits in parallel. A parallel in series output. It is a shift register accepts data multiple bits at a time through multiple inputs lines and output data serially through a single line. A parallel in parallel output. It is a shift register accepts data multiple bits at a time through multiple inputs lines and output data in parallelly through multiple lines. A universal shift register. A universal shift register is an n-bit register that supports both left and right shifting as well as parallel loading using n flip-flops and n multiplexers with shared select lines to control the data flow. It combines the features of bidirectional and unidirectional shift registers, enabling data manipulation, shift left, shift right, parallel load, and hold. Thank you.